In this video, we're going to take a look at a number of examples of how to draw a pie chart, the timestamps for which I've left down in the description. So let's get started on our first example. So for this first question, we have a table that gives information about the languages studied by Year 10 students at school. And from the table, we can see that 55 students study French, 26 study German, and 39 study Spanish. And we need to draw an accurate pie chart for this information. So to be able to draw our pie chart, we need to find out how many degrees that each student will represent. And because we haven't been given any angles already on the pie chart, we're going to do this by finding how many students there are in total. So if we add up all the numbers from the table, we get that there were 120 students in total. Well, now that we know this information, we can make a connection between the students and the degrees in a pie chart, because we know there's 120 students in total, and we also know that all the angles in a pie chart must add up to 360 degrees. So we've now made that connection between the number of students and degrees in the pie chart. We know that 120 students represents 360 degrees, so now I'm going to find how many degrees each student represents. So all I'm going to do here is divide both sides by 120. So if I do 120 divided by 120, that's going to give me 1. And if I do 360 divided by 120, that's going to give me 3. So every student represents 3 degrees. So now that we know the number of degrees that every student represents, we can now find the angle for each sector in the pie chart. All I'm going to do is take the frequencies for each of the languages and multiply them by 3 degrees. So for French, we have 55 students. They each represent 3 degrees. So if we do 55 multiplied by 3, that's going to give us 165 degrees. For German, we need to do 26 times 3, which gives us 78. And then finally for Spanish, we need to do 39 multiplied by 3, which will give us 117. So now we know the angle for each sector of our pie chart. We're now going to use our protractor to draw these angles. So to begin with, I'm going to draw the sector for French, which has an angle of 165 degrees. So I'm going to place the centre of my protractor in the middle of the pie chart, and I'm going to line up that 0 on the outside of the protractor on the vertical line that I was given. So I'm now going to measure clockwise, so I'll be using the outside numbers to measure my angle. So we said for French, we need an angle of 165 degrees. So going around the outside of the protractor, we can mark that between 160 and 170. So that line would go here. So that would be my sector for French. So I need to make sure to label it. And then we repeat the process. We're now going to measure our angle for the sector for German. So again, I need to place the center of my protractor in the middle of the pie chart. And I'm going to line up the 0 on the outside with the line that I've just drawn. And again, I'm going to measure in a clockwise direction using the outside numbers. So this time we need to measure an angle of 78 degrees. So that would go here. So now all I need to do is label my sector. So the final sector will be for Spanish. But what I can do here is use my protractor again to make sure the angle is correct. So lining up the centre with the centre of the pie chart and my line for 0 lined up with the line I've just drawn, we can see that the final sector for Spanish has an angle of 117 degrees, which matches up with our result that we figured out earlier, so we know our pie chart is accurate. So then the final step is to label the final sector Spanish. And that would be my completed pie chart. So let's have a look at one final example. So for this question, we have a table that shows some information about the favourite sport of some people. And again, we need to draw an accurate pie chart to show this information. So we can see the sports. In the first column, we have rugby, football, netball and hockey. And we're given frequencies for 3 of the sports. And we're given angles for the pie chart for 2 of the sports. So again, just like the previous question, we need to make a connection between our frequency, so in this case the number of people, and degrees. So in the last example, we found the total frequency because we had all the individual frequencies, and we could make the connection between that and the total angles in a pie chart, which we knew are 360 degrees. But we can't do that for this question because we don't have the frequency for netball, so we can't do the total frequency. But from the table, we can make a connection between frequency and angle. We can see for the first sport of rugby that 180 people chose this sport, and in the pie chart, the angle for rugby will be 90 degrees. So we've made a connection. We can see that 180 people will be represented by 90 degrees. So now that we've made that connection, we can find out how many degrees each person represents. So to do that, we need to divide both sides by 180. So if I do that, on the left-hand side, I'll have 1. And then if I do 90 divided by 180, that's going to give me 0.5. So in our pie chart, every person is going to be represented by half a degree. So now that we have this information, we can use it to complete the table. So starting with football, we know that 268 people chose football. So if we multiply this by our 0.5 degrees, we'll get an angle of 134. And again, we can do exactly the same thing for hockey. 172 people chose hockey. Each of them is represented by half a degree. So if we do 172 times 0.5, that's going to give us 86. So now we have all our angles to draw a pie chart, but we can also go back and figure out our frequency for netball. But we have to do this slightly differently. We're given the angle this time. We know that netball is represented by 50 degrees, but each person represents half a degree. So if we wanted to figure out our frequency for netball, we'd have to do the opposite. We'd have to do 50 divided by that 0.5. So how many halves fit into 50? Well, that would be 100. So 100 people chose netball. And before we start drawing our pie chart, we can actually check our totals to make sure we're correct. So if we add up all the angles of our sectors, we will in fact get 360 degrees. And again, because we figured out the frequency for netball, if we add all the frequencies together, we actually get 720, which is what we'd expect, because if each person represents half a degree, that's where we would get our total of 360 degrees. So now let's start drawing this pie chart. So we're going to start with rugby, and we need to draw an angle of 90 degrees. So just like before, I'm going to line up the middle of my protractor with the centre of the pie chart. And then I'm going to use the outside numbers and I'm going to measure clockwise. So measuring 90 degrees, our first line would go there and we'd label that rugby. We're now going to draw our sector for football. So again, lining up the protractor with the centre of the pie chart, I want to measure 134 degrees, which will go here. And then I need to label the sector football. We're then going to do the sector for netball. So lining up our protractor again, using the outside numbers, we're going to draw our angle of 50 degrees, which would go here. And then we need to make sure we label our sector. So we've now finished, but again, just like we did in the last question, we can make sure that our final sector is actually 86 degrees. So using our protractor one final time, lining it up with the centre of the pie chart, we're using the outside numbers. We can see that the angle of this sector would in fact be 86 degrees. So we know we've drawn an accurate pie chart. So the final step is to label our final sector hockey. And that would be our completed pie chart. So well done if you followed along with those couple of examples. And that's it for this video. If you want to check out any other videos that are relevant to this one, I've left some links for them down in the description, and I've also put a card in the top corner, so feel free to check them out. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and consider subscribing. If there are any topics at all you'd like me to go through next, then please just let me know down in the comments and I'll try to make some videos on those topics as soon as possible. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.